two rivals are fighting in an upright standing position. It seems nothing special, does it not? But the most interesting thing that distinguishes this fight from any other form is that the use of any striking, painful and suffocating techniques is strictly prohibited. Today we will learn how the traditional form of combat of the Turkic people known as Kurash came to Ukraine and why this form of martial arts is understood, spectacular and most importantly, safe. Kurash is an ancient sport, which is more than 3,500 years old. It developed on the territories of Uzbekistan, Afghanistan, in Central Asia. In the time of King Timur, Tamerlan, he introduced Kurash to all the troops, and his wards of the state, which is Kurash, is the basic form of combat of almost all Turkic peoples. They called it Kurash, Kariash or Gulesh. They differ in their rules and are fought wearing belts and in clothing. Initially, Kurash was a fight in clothing with a belt, so the aim of the fight was to take away the opponent's belt, and what was most interesting for the viewing audience was always held in the rack. Literally, Kurash is translated as a victory, a correct victory, meaning a fair and honest victory.
Как победа, правильная победа, то есть честная победа. Кураж я начал развивать с 2004 года на Украине.
I started developing Kurash since 2004 in Ukraine. Our first official trip was to the World Junior Championship, when I took one girl, a male athlete, and on the orders of the Ministry of Sport, we went for the first time only to Uzbekistan.
Первый раз вот как раз в Узбекистан. Since
2004, we regularly participate in all international tournaments, World and European Championships. In 2005, we organized a separate Kurash Federation, which I headed, and from this time on, we had already conducted all tournaments in Ukraine. Let's bow. Now work out throws. Sweep. Thigh. Shoulder. Back. Go on. Start.
Kurash набирает большую популярность среди молодежи.
Kurash is gaining popularity among young people. Every championship of Ukraine. All have become stronger and stronger than the previous ones. It is a quite dynamic, beautiful sport. There are few injuries in it. It's an interesting fight. It is basically a new form, though on the basis of Sambo and Judo. It is highly competitive, which is why young people come and they're already engaged neither in Sambo nor Judo, but specifically in the fight we call Kurash. I was in 10th grade in school when my friends took me there, and now I have been already 15 years in this sport. I came there, but I could not do a workout on the beams. I could not do anything, and here, with the help of my first coach, let's say so, he really made a man of me.
Кураж — это уже образ жизни, то есть
Kurash is already a way of life. If you do not go for training regularly, it seems that you become weak and helpless, meaning that it is not enough. In some way it became like a drug that I could not shrug.
Не хватает уже, действительно, это как наркотик. Что поразило?
What has impressed me? The first exercises were very hard, and they pushed me to become stronger and able to stand up for myself. And after it very quickly turned into a professional type of activity. For 2 years now, I've been practicing Kurash, periodically Sambo. I did not know it before that. I met the coach. The first time he said, "Come." For some reason I refused even the second time. I only agreed the third time that he invited me to join the crew and train in this martial art. He supported me and said, "Nadiya, train, train. I'm training here. I'm training. And I just want to... I'm standing here. I'm training. I like being here. I have fun doing it." There were only boys. I was alone, and I immediately had such fear, because I was the only girl among the rest, and that was on my birthday. They all congratulated me, and I stood there among them, and I was so happy that they supported and greeted me. I came here alone, knowing judo, sambo. I was interested in this fighting, the manners and all the rest. I knew it and decided to go and try, probably while I was in high school, in the 10th grade.
Мы развивали на Украине вид спорта.
We're developing the sport in Ukraine in various regions of our country. We actually developed it in Crimea.
В Крыму в свое время.
There were also the championships of Crimea in Kurash wrestling, and the World Championship in 2009. Now we do not compete in Crimea, and you know the reason for this. Kurash is well developed in the Donetsk Oblast. Kurash is also very well developed in the Khmelnytsky Oblast. There were attended many different competitions, international tournaments, as well as championships of Ukraine. Kyiv is developing well.
Киев хорошо развивает.
There's currently a sports school in the capital of Ukraine. Today the Kurash Federation is planning to open affiliates in both Dnipropetrovsk and Kyiv Oblast.
Большое желание.
A great desire and hard work. If a person wants to achieve something, so they will. I came here weak. Well, I only trained in volleyball. I did not engage in any other sport. I became strong, and I like the fact that I became very stubborn. If I take hold or some kind of undercut, I'll finish it till the end. I gave it my best because I really want to achieve success. In training, we first run, then we stretch, then we have a kick-off, and we constantly practice different techniques. My favorite method is the back foot board and the kick-off, then the fight itself and the retention. We're taught well. I'm getting better, but the best technique is cutting. I like when they praise me, and I still want to show something. More, more, more.
Сразу еще хочется что-то показывать, больше, больше, больше.
At first it was hard for me, the trainings were hard for me. I was not used to them, and then somehow things went better, and I started getting used to the whole process, both physically and mentally. If there are good people and a good company of athletes with the strength of will, then you can train all night, right up until the next morning. Any training in any sport begins with a warm-up, but I believe that training starts with communication with the team. This is already a mental warm-up to the brain. Of course, you come to the training session for a reason. You come to the training, you achieve something, and any training is like building a big house. Every workout is like another brick in the wall, and a hard nail to support it. In order for you to understand completely how the shots are assessed during the competition, we will now hold a control meeting on one pair. People will throw each other during a competitive meeting, and I will give a command and give an assessment. That will make it clearer for you. Kurash. Tokhta. Chela. This is the lowest score given when falling on the stomach or on the pelvis. Kurash. Tokhta. In this case, you saw that the blue fell on his side and was scored for falling on his side, while the opponent stayed in the rack. The Yanbush command is given. This is a half victory. 2 Yanbush teams and the man will win. Today the country's championships are regularly held. There are championships among young men, juniors and adults, as well as the country's cup. We actively participate in world and European championships. I have already judged 2 world championships and a European championship. I'm an international category judge. As a rule, given the fact that the Kurash fight is an oriental sport of the Uzbeks, accordingly they are more often held in Asian countries. Their homeland is Uzbekistan. It may be Tashkent, though it can be any other city of Uzbekistan because it is a national sport, and their Uzbeks love this sport all throughout the country. Uzbeks came up with a simple principle of competition rules. What do they comprise of? The fact is that the opponent must be thrown down to the floor because the Kurash fight is held not only in sports halls but also in stadiums and on the sand, and there the rules are the same regardless of where the fight is held. I'm a master of sports, a champion of Ukraine, a prize winner of the Ukrainian Cup. I won at different international tournaments. You come to the competitions and you want to become the first to win, to dominate. At Kurash competitions, I'm currently the winner of the World Championship, and this year I won the European Championship. The team of Uzbekistan is always very strong. The fights against the team's wrestlers are always very tough and challenging. I participated this year in Ukrainian Wrestling Championship, where I took 2nd place. I'm now currently a candidate for Master of Sports. I want to move on. I want to work with children, to study in the 3rd year as a coach. This is my life. I live by it. Kurash is... Well, you come home and you're full of energy, full of emotions. Here, there is a very cool company and I have a lot of friends. We're like a big family. We help each other in every possible way.